is everybody doing on this Wednesday afternoon? It is so beautiful here that I have my windows open and my air off, and it's breezy outside and beautiful, and wow, it's really something. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. On the other hand, I've been watching television and watching hurricanes. Today is my birthday, and thank you so much for all of the birthday wishes. I feel super special. I mean, say what you will about Facebook, but my gosh, having a birthday on Facebook is like feeling like the most popular person in the world. It is something. And so, you know, all of us who are terrible about sending cards for birthdays, you know, it's so easy to say happy birthday on Facebook. So, but I did get a couple of cards, very special. This one is from Stephanie, and look at that, using the cool clear like acrylic sheet technique with the stripes. I love it. And look, all of those little individual punched out flowers. Beautiful. I love it. And Tanya dropped off a card today. I love it so much. Look at that with the little shaker, and it has like a little trifold opening. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. I love the cards that I get for my birthday, and I display them for like the whole year. So as a matter of fact, I think I still have my cards from my birthday last year up on my cabinet. Anyway, one of the things that I've been really thinking a lot about is the card making and the scrapbooking workshops, because I don't buy all of them, but I buy a lot of them. And some of them, you know, it feels weird. I'm doing them not on camera. I'm getting them done, and I can show you, you know, my finished layout. But now that close to my heart is not doing these workshops as classes online, I'm like, why not do these with you, you know, go through them. All of the workshops have instructions that come with them like this. The ones in the catalogs have instructions that are pre-printed that come in the kit. And then if you buy a special, then those you have to print yourself. But either way, they're essentially the same instructions. So they have pictures of what you're making, a picture of the set that you're using, and any extra pieces that you need. It has step-by-step how to cut each piece of paper. Now, one of the tricks for Close to My Heart, if you're following their instructions, is this is face up and this is face down. And then you cut your parts and pieces and you split them into groups. So this would be for card 2, this would be for card 1, this would be for card 3, for example. And then if you you take the second sheet and you're doing the leaf side up to cut that. If you run into one, let me see if they have any in this one. I don't remember seeing one, but if you would, oh, there's one. So if you run into an instruction that has the little asterisk after it, even though this entire sheet is being cut leaf side up, that particular piece will be flipped over and used on the back. So that's what the asterisk means. And you can see there's an asterisk right there and right there. But it's just a way of helping you cut and sort. And you can see you have quite a bit of cardstock left. When it comes to making the die cuts, I don't cut those pieces because a lot of times I already have scraps, and these scraps are bigger than the scraps I have. So I can sometimes get pieces cut out of my scraps and use up the tiny stuff and save the bigger piece. Excuse me, that's the problem with having the windows open, is that I have allergy issues sometimes. Anyway, so, and then the other thing is, you know, there's a light and dark side of the cardstock. It tells you whether to use the dark or the light side, and I just wing that. I mean, sometimes, I gotta be honest, I don't always make the cards exactly how they're shown. Like, I may not want this ring to be a rosemary color. Maybe I want it to be toffee or off-white or whatever. So I look at the cards ahead of time and try to, you know, like figure out what I'm gonna do with that before I cut everything out. So in this case though, I want to show you the Cozy Up card making stamp set. This is a winner, and it sold out once, came back, sold out, and has come back. So it's on the website as of yesterday anyway. And the winner of this whole thing is the circle die, which is like a little mini wreath that you could use for any season. So you could use it for Christmas, you could use it for spring, you could, whatever. And this is what it makes. And it's perfect for, you know, tucking into the top of, above your pictures or in a scrapbook page, or, you know, this little wreath is one. What I like to do with these is I take them and I label them on the back, close to my heart, CTMH, just so I know it's close to my heart die. And then sometimes I'll even write Cozy Up or something on it. And I do that with a Sharpie or a permanent marker of some kind. These are pretty slick, so it's hard to put a permanent label on them, but that's what I do. And then I keep this one die in a more usable place. I don't want to get this out every time I want to use it. So that's how I store that. Anyway, I cut out I went ahead and I cut out pieces that we're going to work with today. And we're going to work with the stamp set. So I'm going to get it out. I haven't even cracked it open. Look at that. All the stamp sets come on a sheet like this. They come with a piece of foam. I use the foam as a cushion when I'm stamping, so I'll just leave that there. So I just thought today I cut all the pieces. I split them into the piles. And I thought today I'm just going to make at least one of each card, something, you know, something that I think would be kind of fun. But because there's so many pieces to prep, it may take me a little longer than normal to do that. So I think I'll start with prepping the pieces. I have some inks here. They called for rosemary, mocha, honey butter, and paprika. And basically what they want you to do is stamp all of the images in mocha and then sponge color, and you can see what that will look like right there. There was also a set of wood arrows that came in this kit. And I separated my kit, and now I can't find my arrows. I don't know what I did with them, and why I separated it is beyond me. But anyway, so I am going to start by just stamping like a crazy person while we are talking and stuff. Hi, Bonnie. How you doing? Today I'm... When you peel these off, make sure that you use I kind of roll them off and try to use a light touch so that I don't tear them. Close to my heart will you know, if there's a defect in how they stamp, they'll replace it within like 30 days. But if you tear it, that is not a defect in the stamp. That's a defect in how I'm dealing with them. So they won't cover that. I like to rub it on my skin just to get the slickness off, just so the ink works better. And then I'll just stamp one off to the side just to make sure, you know, it stamps well. So, and then all I have to do is, there's 8 of these because there's 4 of each card that uses this. So I just am gonna kind of go through and stamp these. Thank you very much. That's very nice. You know, I was just saying that Facebook makes everybody aware of your birthday, which is kind of fun because, like, normally only my family really would know, or my close friends would know that it's my birthday. I don't usually do anything too major. I have a good friend who we always go out to eat on our birthdays. And then, and we did that yesterday. So that was fun. And then I have a couple of friends who we're getting together next week. The thing about birthdays is when you go out to eat, it's like everybody always wants to pay for you. And it's like, to me, the gift is that you're, you know, getting together at all. I'm just gonna use my chamois and wipe that off. Sorry, my nose is running now. I sneezed. I have the front window open, and man. Now see, like this one has that little piece that's kind of a, you don't want to tear that. So kind of roll it off carefully when you're doing that. And then I just kind of spread them out and stamp. And if they're not perfect, I don't worry about it because I'll just tuck them somewhere. I'll just figure, like that isn't exactly perfectly centered. Yeah. I find it hard to, I don't like to stamp first and then die cut unless I have to. I mean, there are some that you have to do that way, but most of the time that's not the case. And it's faster this way. I'm sort of I'd rather be a little faster than take all that time using tape to tape down my dies. Yeah, and you know, I feel like, you know, I don't need presents anymore. Now, my daughter is a big present person. She loves to get presents for me. And I have enough collections and things that I love to do. I'm pretty easy to buy for. But I have plenty of candles and things like that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh gosh. But yeah, I noticed a stack of presents appeared on the table last night when Jen was up at night. See how that one's so off? I don't worry about that. I should show you what I do when I stamp really wonky like that. So if I have one that's like I really stamped that off, I'll take my scissors and just cut that excess off like that. And then when I tuck it in later, it's the big white part showing that tells people that you're off. So if you cut that big white part off, it's not as obvious. Okay, and then I have this one. I'll just put it on this giant block. It's a little big. So it's nice that these are all in the same color. It really does make it faster. There are usually in these workshops, there's at least one technique that they're highlighting. And it may be one that you've seen over and over again, and it may be one you've never done before. I know that I bought the 2 workshops in the September-October catalog, and I'll probably do those workshops more on a Friday instead of a Wednesday, just because time-wise, I don't know. We'll see how it falls out. Those are together. The other thing I do to save time on these is I die cut more than one sheet of cardstock at a time. And I can, you know, I can cut out double the leaves so if you have to cut, you know, 50 leaves or whatever, it is really nice to like just cut them all out in multiples. All right, and then I have this stack. I know it's going fairly quick to stamp these. Now it's easier to stamp these ones that have all the jiggity jaggedy things on them like that, because you can kind of put them sideways and line up all the edges really easy. It's harder to do ones that are smooth, in my opinion. And it's also easier to do this if you have something dark. So I should have grabbed my Versamat since it's black, because it really is easier to stamp these on something dark where you can see the edges. So what do you do for your birthday? What do you do for your birthday, Bonnie? Anything special? For me, it's all about food. I am dieting again, and always dieting makes it so that I really look forward to eating garbage. I just want fattening food, and I don't want to have to figure out my Weight Watcher points and my calories and how much protein and blah, blah, blah. I just don't want to think about it. I just want to eat something that I know I love. And I told Steve I've been craving Red Lobster coconut shrimp for some reason. And I haven't had that for, oh gosh, months and months. I can't even remember the last time I had that. So I think that's what we're doing tonight. And then I want cake, and my daughter loves to bake me a cake. There's a couple of neighbor kids who like to bake me a cake, and they make it like lemon, half chocolate. I don't know how they do it, but they always bring it over. And I told them this year, no cake, because I'm the only one in my family who likes cake. So, all right. And last one. How am I doing on time? Oh, see, less than 10 minutes. That's not bad. I really should put that on like a little 1-inch block. It's just easier. So, oh, my husband came home from work early. Poor Moose. Poor Moose. close, yelling, freaking out because he can see Steve out the door. And I have the screen door locked, so. All right, he can get in still though. He'll just have to open the garage door. All right, gosh, these little ones, I didn't love cutting out these little ones. Kind of a pain. And then not only just cutting them out, but now stamping them. Ugh, they're so tiny. They're gonna look great. I just, ugh. Fussy, fussy. And we'll see how we're doing on time, how many cards I make today. So the kit makes 4 of each. You know what? I kind of feel the same way. Bonnie, we don't, my family is not into cake. They like cheesecake. I don't love cheesecake, but I always, we always do cheesecake for them. And then pizza usually. They usually want pizza. So I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of, our day is just, you go to work, do your thing, come home, eat something special, and then, move on. That's kind of our typical birthday. All right. Let's see what they want us to do here. So in order to make card 1, it looks like on each of the cards, there's card 1, there's card 2, there's card 3, and there's card 4. So on each of the cards, they want us to ink blend these. So I have this kind of hodgepodge of sponges. I kind of just keep those around, and I just search for the one that's approximately the color I need, and we're just gonna sponge ink on these. So to sponge, maybe I'll put this on this side. I'm a righty, makes it easier. I'm just gonna sponge some color here. I'm gonna do these kind of assembly line. Now, if you pounce like that, you get a little bit of a different look like that than if you smush. But either way, basically I'm just sponging some ink. It doesn't look like it's very random looking on the samples, so I'm not too worried. My only thing, I have a tendency to try to be, perfect with how I put my color on. And so I have a tendency I want green on the leaves, and I want orange on, the sugar maple, and I'm just kind of weird like that, but it doesn't have to be that way. And so I think, let's see, I think I'll do more of the tips of these in yellow. And not only that, but they can all be different. They do not have to all look perfect, and leaves are not perfect, or they aren't all the same. So I have a friend who lives near Tampa, old childhood friends. And I messaged her last night and she's like, yeah, we're not evacuating. We're going to stay. And that was sort of where they were anticipating that eye to hit. And I'm like, are you guys like crazy? Why? Why would you leave? You know, but they've lived in that area long enough. They're like, yeah, we're not worried. And so this morning she messaged me like a happy birthday thing. And I'm like, well, you must be doing okay if you're thinking about my birthday instead of the hurricane. And she said they got they got wind and a lot of rain, but overall pretty good, right? Okay, there's some more yellow, and I'm gonna do just a few of these with some yellow. You can see I'm being really careful with these, right? I just put them in a big pile. I'm like just stomping on them. They're gonna look great. Okay, I think that's enough of the yellow. And next, I'm gonna put my yellow thing down. I'm gonna get, that one looks orangish. I'll use that one. Orange. This is paprika, and it's kind of a brown orange. And so I don't mind having it blend with the yellow a little bit, but I don't want it to cut, like overpower, right? So I'm sorry if this is like gets too old watching me do this. And then Stephanie's not on here, but Stephanie lives in South Carolina, where they're gonna get some rain, and she said it's not bad there yet either. But they've got their shelters open and stuff, sounds like. I really am glad that we're not getting crazy weather. I'm getting tired of the crazy storms. It's like Mother Nature doesn't know how to just have those fun, easy, beautiful summer rains anymore, you know? Remember those? Remember being able to, like as a kid, go out and stomp around in the puddles in the rain? It was so fun. My daughter has barely been able to do that in her life because it's always stormy, lightning and thunder and crazy. We had a big drenching rain, like, when was that? Maybe two weeks ago, something like that. It was so nice. Okay, now I'm kind of getting into those bigger pieces. And so let me pull those in. On these bigger pieces, I have, the other color I have to use is rosemary, so I'm gonna try to keep the leaves that color as much as possible. And so I'm just gonna put a little swoosh of orange kind of here in the middle. Oh, look at that, I missed one. Get on my yellow again. Good enough. So I'm looking at the clock because I'm always curious, like people ask me how long it takes to make these cards, and I'd say it took me about an hour to cut everything out. And you know, that was being leisurely. I'm gonna use that one for my green, and then I'm gonna do a little green on the leaves, like that. And actually putting the actual cards together doesn't usually take very much time. So it's all this prep that takes the time. In the meantime, let's talk specials. Today is like, what are we? Are we on the last day? Tomorrow's the last day of August. And so we are getting to the end of a couple of specials. One of the specials is that they call it a starter kit, but in reality, it's the cut above kits that they have, kind of left over from the starter kits from the subscription services, and some of the card making bundles and things are on special. I don't think I'm gonna put any green on there. Let me see what that looks like. If I want to make any of these green, I think I'd rather make those brown. Okay, I think I'm gonna grab, it doesn't call for toffee ink, but I feel like I need it. Or acorn is the new color if you like acorn, but I really like, I'll use that's purple. There we go. I just feel like I need some brown on these. Anyway, so that special is coming to an end. And then I should have looked up all my specials before I got on here. But the gnome special goes through September, and it's, you know, I've shown that one several times. And I'm still using it. I'm gonna put brown on a few of these. Okay, then I think the only thing I have left is leaves. These leaves. I definitely want those to be green. So let me just get these out of my way so I can pick them all up at once. That way, when I'm making my cards, I'll be able to just draw from that group. Okay, find the green thing again. There is a new special that's starting in September. I think I'll wait and show it on Friday since I'm doing this thing that takes so long. And then let me know too. That's fine. Thanks. And then you can fast forward through me sponging little materials like this because this is really boring to watch. I totally get it. Thanks for watching replay. I was going to do all this ahead of time, but there's really no point. I have to do it anyway. And so I just figured these workshops are they're kind of fun to do. All right, I think that's pretty good. And then I have my colors still if anything needs more color, you know. So looks like I have another leaf I haven't colored. I'll make that one green. All right, and there's my leaves. And I'm gonna put my sponges aside and my inks aside. I know I'll need a little bit of that. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull this off. I'll flip it over. Okay, let's see what we got here. Card number 1 has all these pieces. So I'm just gonna do, sorry, getting phone calls today. Okay, so I have this, I have a strip, I have a flat piece, I have this strip, and a big piece. Looks like that's all of them. And they want me to toffee the edges of this yellow. I think I'm gonna use the light side. So if I was doing all 4 cards right now, I would just assembly line them and do all 4 while I had my ink out because it's so much easier. And then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of sponge the edges of this too. And it has a little cut. And it looks like there's one of the messages, autumn greetings, that they want on this. And the autumn is in rosemary. See, I would just do this all assembly line. There's autumn. And then greetings. Actually, it looks like greetings is in mocha. Let me grab it. Okay. Ta-da. And then I'm just going to set that stamp set aside, and we are going to build our card. So we have our card base. I'm going to run out of my Close to My Heart adhesive here. So I have a second adhesive on the standby. There's that. And then the next piece would be the one we prepped. One thing about the Close to My Heart adhesive is it's super sticky. It sticks great, but it's also repositionable, which is really nice. I'm gonna dovetail this piece. That'll go, this is gonna go across. So if let's just say I put this on and I can pick it up and I can move it. And then, like if I don't like where this is or whatever, I can change it up. Like if I put this down and it's like, oh, wait, this needs to go first, I can lift this back off. Now it does become permanent. I'm going to use my liquid glue for this just because liquid glue on these skinny lines works better. I should have used my adhesive when I cut them out. So that is going to go there. And then we're going to have this going about here. You can see I'm just eyeballing. I'm not making everything exactly perfect. Otherwise, I'd look at their measurements. They have on the instructions, see, they have measurements of where everything goes. I'm not even looking at it. I was just looking at the picture. And then the toffee piece we'll put down here. And then we have our autumn greetings piece, which I'm going to use liquid, and I'm going to put it here. And now we just build with our, it shows that we need one of these and a leaf right there. And so I'm going to put this on here. It goes like that. Ooh, pretty. And if you want to use foam adhesive, you sure can. I think I'm going to make mine flat. Wow, that's really pretty. I like how that looks. And then it calls for a little arrow that, like I said, I misplaced my arrows. And I may even add a little something, a gem or something to it. But I love that card. Look how pretty that is. Ta-da! There's card 1. Okay, let's go to card 2. Card 2 is, I'm moving stuff out of the way. Card 2, it has a background that's brown. It has a little stripe. It has a leaf stripe. It has a rosemary piece for the front and a piece that we're going to stamp on and work with. And then it has a little yellow strip that'll go across it and a tiny yellow, and I have no idea what I did with my tiny yellow pieces. They're probably in here somewhere. I don't know what I did with them. I'll just grab, it probably slipped out of my card, so I'll just grab a little piece here. Oh, I guess that is it. That's the strip. Okay, all right, now I'm just going to use my toffee ink like they want to kind of blend the light side of honey butter. I'll do the edges. I feel like it needs to be darker. There, that's better. Okay. Ta-da! And then we again have our autumn greetings. I should just leave these on a block. Okay, and the autumn is in multiple colors, which is, so I want to show you how to do that, but let's put our card together first, okay? That way, I can show you what that looks like. So we start with our base. And it is brown, and it is a card that it will open from the bottom, so make sure you have your opening correct. And then we have a piece that goes across the whole thing, kind of centered. And then we have our honey butter piece. They love honey butter, by the way. I feel like that color has become like the color. It is like, they use it in like all of the fall stuff. It's the perfect yellow. Okay, and then that goes centered. And then we have our white piece. Now remember, this adhesive is removable. So if I screw up the stamping, I can always remove it. I probably won't because, you know, I'm lazy, but I could. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on across the bottom like that. I love the stripe. Love the stripe. It's so great, and it calls for a wood arrow also. Gosh, where did I put those? Right. Okay, so the greetings is in mocha. So I'm gonna get my mocha ink, and I'm gonna leave a little space for an arrow first. Okay, that way I can do that if I need to. Now, when you stamp roll, you're basically using two colors, and I'm gonna ink the whole thing up in yellow, okay, in the honey butter. And then I'm just going to catch the bottom of the ink pad in paprika. And you can kind of see through that it's multiple colors there. Ta-da! Now that says autumn. So everybody's will look just a smidge different because, you know, your whole, I'm going to put more brown on that. How you do your stamp rolling may look different, right? Okay, and then I have a bigger leaf. Let me find my bigger leaves. Dang, I thought this would make it easy having it on this tray here. Oh, I see, they kept it. They used the leaf on the back and they colored it orange. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just use one of these other leaves like that. Okay, done. If you wanted to sponge that back, you sure can. And then they used foam tape on this. Oh, I put it on backwards compared to how they had it. I'll do it their way. Ta-da, ta-da. I really like that. I kind of like how they, in their sample, made the edge kind of orange. But I really like how that looks. Now they used, like I said, they used the leaf, but they used the back of it and they made it yellow and tucked it in there. And you could do that. The other thing I thought about doing is tucking in the leaves. You know, I have some of these still And I love these stickery leaves. So let me just get the sticker off, or the backing off. Like that. And you know, there, like that. Ta-da! So I can put more on if I want to in a bit. Okay, that is card number 2. Card number 3. Let me get all the parts and pieces out. We have our base, which is going to be a vertical, and then we need a large flat piece, and then actually, then we have a black and a black and another circle. We have a message area, and we have a couple. We have a strip, and a yellow strip. So we have all of our pieces that we need, plus we're going to use leaves. And let's go ahead and prep this one. It says happy birthday. I don't use, when I make happy birthday, I make them like kind of fun, like dimensional or interactive or something. So I'm going to use this as a thank you. And it has mocha ink. So let's go ahead and stamp the word thanks. It will be centered. And we're just gonna let that dry for a minute before we sponge the ink on. They have like a sponged area around it, and I don't want to put that on wet ink. Okay, let's put our card together. All right, ooh, I'm done with that close to my heart adhesive. I'm moving on to my Mono Air. Mono Air is great, but it's super permanent. Like when you put it down, you can't always lift it. Sometimes you can. So, like, it's stuck. It's stuck now. So there's no play room with that one. You can, there's definitely like a play area with the close to my heart adhesive, and that's why people love it so much. I am going to go ahead and put on the white, and then I'm going to use my liquid adhesive just to go across here and here, and then I'm going to put the green on using the light side. It's rosemary, and rosemary is a gray color, but it has a green tone, so it really does look gray on a sheet when you just look at a sheet of cardstock, but on here it's green. It's totally green. And then we have our mocha. Kind of got that up a little far. There we go. And mocha down here. All right. I like how that looks. Cool. And now we have our toffee wreath. And I'm just going to dot some glue around that. And we're going to center it so that our word is in the middle. It calls for an arrow, which like I said, can't find. I don't know what I did with it, but I'm going to go ahead and put my leaves on. So it has like a leaf at the top. I think I better sponge that before I get it too hard to get to. Let's see. it's going to be rosemary ink. And I'm going to kind of pinch my sponge up kind of in a circle so that I'm dabbing it. There. I like how that looks. Okay, so there's one. And then I have another one that I'm going to put down here at the bottom. Around the wreath. And then it calls for these only in orange. I did all mine green. I don't really love it in green. So let me see what I can do to doctor this up. I'm going to go ahead and use my green one. And I'm going to put that there, just like that. And I think I'm going to add that, and I think I'm going to add some of my cork leaves, because gosh, they're so pretty. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. Okay. I'm going to put that there. Cork leaf in the middle. And there's that. And then I just need to put my little arrow on there. Ta-da! And the fourth and final card. And I'm right at 55 minutes. So let's see how quick I can do this one. This one's not hard, but it has all these little strips, which is annoying. I'm going to put those kind of to the side here. And I dropped one on the floor. Oof. Okay. So basically what they did was they used the different leaves and just a tiny bit of glue to put them in place. So I am going to do that. And then I'm gonna sponge. So I'm bringing back in my paprika and my honey butter. We'll start with paprika. And we're using it kind of like a reverse stencil. And you want the color to overlap. All right, so there's that side. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing down here, just a tiny bit to hold it in place. And we're gonna do some more down here. That one didn't get held very well. I didn't put very much adhesive on it since I was using the mono. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. It doesn't take a long time, but it's fussy. That's the only thing. It's fussy. Okay, now I'm going to get my honey butter and I'm going to fill it in. And I want it to overlap a little bit. You don't want stripes. You want the colors to like blend. So. Sorry, I keep messing with my camera. People keep messaging me, which is very, very nice. It's like birthday messages. And to me, a crafting day is like a perfect birthday. I did a bunch of, I finished up a bunch of my projects around the house I had going on this morning, which were crafty-ish. Oh, see, and then they used a circle, mask, which I did not cut because I didn't want to. Okay. Now, since I used mono glue, and mono glue is not exactly removable, it shows a little. I'm going to use my adhesive remover, and that does remove it. I just want to show you that little tip. So if you ever have an adhesive that you're like, oh, it won't come off, why did I do that, or whatever, this rub and remove eraser is just amazing. And this one's probably 20 years old or whatever. Now, I sent the Hostess Club small 1-inch sizes of these. They'll last you forever. Please use them. Okay. And then it has like a circle in the center, which I am going to, I'm just going to use my liquid glue for speediness. It has a cool wreath. These little wreaths are so amazing. Just imagine if you put Christmas icons around it. You could put, you know, like here, leaves around it. I mean, really, wow. Okay, we have honey butter, which we're going to put there. We have a little tiny strip of brown. It's going to go here. And then we have a stripey piece. There. There's a couple of little arrows that go right here. When I find my arrows, I will put them there. Okay. And now we have leaves. Now it shows a lot of leaves on the instructions, so let's get them out. It has 2 of these down here at the bottom. Ooh, those are pretty just by themselves. You might wonder why I don't put as much adhesive on these. I like a little dimension. I like these curled up a little bit. I don't like them all totally, completely flat. Now, it shows, the ones that I colored green, it shows them in orange. I don't know if I can go over these with orange, and it's very possible they will turn into brown mud. Let's see. Rusty. They're rusty. That's good enough though. I'm happy with that. Okay. And then it has a couple of these. I'm going to put this one here. And then it has a couple of small ones. it's good when your leaves are not all the same color, because you'll end up with like no texture, no dimension on your leaves here. You want different colors. So what's that? And that. And I feel like I need another yellowish colored one there. So I'll use this one. And then we have the thanks so much. So there's thanks and so much. I do like that what these card kits, they do kind of use all of your stamps out of the set. I really like that because I might not use all of them, but it gives you, you know, options. So I did my thanks so much on an angle. I kind of did that on purpose. I might put a little gems or something on here, because, you know, I have those really cool fall gems that I love. Let's see here. These little cork shapes, you have to be careful because they tear. See how that tore? It stuck to my finger because the adhesive is so strong. The adhesive is stronger than the cork shape, which is interesting, right? And then I'm going to tuck that, and see, it's sticking to my finger. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there and put that there. Ta-da. Now you see, you can't even tell it ripped, but I love how that looks. Wah. Okay, so there's card number 4. It has some arrows here and some arrows down here. When I find them, I'll show you. I have a feeling I put them into a little craft jar, and then I set my little craft jar in my stash, and I don't know. I just didn't look for it. Okay, so there's the 4 different cards, and it won't take me, it'll probably take me another half hour to do them all assembly line style. So I'm going to show them one more time. There's card number 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ta-da! So beautiful. These are really nice. These are really nice. So this one was a lot of work. I don't like all the sponging stuff, but I love how it looks. I just didn't like to do it. All right, that is it for today, and that is the card making workshop for Cozy Up that comes with this stamp set and the little circle dies that are so incredibly popular, and they will be retired after August because we're moving into September. Now Friday, even though we're into September, I have one more project using the Cape Cod I want to show, and then I'm moving on into the new catalog. So I hope that you really enjoyed today, and please let me know if there is anything at all that you want to see that you think would be kind of fun. Sorry, I'm going to put some gold on here. You know I like shimmer. So, all right, I will chat with you all later, and thank you for all of the wonderful birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.